Hello, this is a Silver 2 Sigma review, and the post on this one mentions that they just wanted tips on a Sigma and Junker Queen, and it's a Circuit Royale map, which is the map most people play Sigma.
Ready for battle.
So we'll see if you go Queen on here, probably not. But we'll give you some tips. It said they came over from the Switch too, so the aim might not be super great while they adjust, but that's fine. And I've been playing basically a ton of Sigma. All my games have been against Zarya. The good news is that this isn't a Zarya map, so they're not going to get that far with counter swaps. So it should be fine if you do what you need to do.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Actuating the barrier.
Okay, we're coming out. And we can just grind down the Zarya. If you want to put a barrier up against the Widow, you can. Okay, that's fine. If you hit your rock, it would have been a limb, so. Now just, I know you gotta pick, but just let your shield recharge, poke out the Zarya, and then when your shield's full, that's when you push out. Just because it's hard to get that right as Sigma, because you might feed yourself to the Zarya. And that's a barrier, so now's the perfect time to just don't even shoot, just you can walk forward. And your team's with you, so I mean you can even, it's up to you, you can barrier behind the Zarya to block the healing. She's just dead. She's out in the open getting shot by a lot of people. You can also just put it in front and she'll probably die anyway. But this is the time to use your shield aggressively. You've got an opening. Yeah, if this Zarya gets away, you misplayed. You definitely, you gotta pick. She was out of bubbles. That was the time.
Withdrawing the barrier.
Okay, good job. And someone has to be on payload.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's just annoying. Your supports won't get on payload. But the next step would be if you're just trying to seek out the Widow or get your team past this corner with the barrier. Just the barrier helps you cross corners as Sigma, but if you gotta be on payload, that's fine. But now that Mercy is on it, you need to just, you want to make life, well, there's your soldier got Widow, but you want to make their life hell as Widow. If they're here, you need to get close enough to where they can just be eating orbs all day if they try and peek. And that puts a little pressure on them. So they can't just comfortably pick your whole team.
Greetings.
The universe is singing to me.
And yeah, keep going. Just you can do so much damage from a corner as Sigma. That's your advantage. You can just poke. And Orisa already used gold, but I was gonna say just poke them until they use gold. Wait for it to end, and then same play, shield the healing and move up. So that's the sort of gameplay loop. Suzu's out too. You just gotta recognize once these cooldowns are out, that's when you cross. Sigma's long range, but he's long range until you can go close range on attack, and the cooldowns are out, so now's the time. Walk, walk, walk. Walk! You got Kiriko, no Suzu, low health, no gold. You just gotta recognize these things. You can just literally be in the Orisa's face right now, and it would be working, so.
Actuating the barrier. Barrier has been overshot.
And I like how you don't just blow the shield like a lot of silvers, like all the way, just poke, 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 wait for the tree to die, and then your problem is that you don't transition into going aggressive when you have the barrier to do it, so. then yeah, you can just shield and wait this out. Or just you can shield and then ult so to protect yourself from the spear. And then as soon as gold wears off, you can ult these guys if you feel like you need to. Yeah, and this is something that a higher ranked player... let's go to Orisa, because I didn't see spear. Yeah, she has spear. All she has to do is boop. It's not that hard of a shot. That's why you shield and then move forward, or shield and then ult. You're trying to cover yourself, because this is going to get canceled by... I think you said Diamond was where you're hoping to get to. A Diamond Ursa will probably hit this. That's why you got to shield, or at least ult and then be tricky with your positioning and how you float around. At least do that and try and juke it, but... Good job, though. Shield to, well, there's no healing anymore, but just shield the Symmetra and lock this person in. Yeah, and you don't have to look at the mage, just take control of the map, poke, poke, poke. You want them to take damage on the way in. That's why this is a Sigma map, because they have to cross these long corridors, and so anyone who tries to retake, which they can't retake in this case, but you didn't know that. Anyone who tries to come in is going to just get spammed all the way in and have no health when they get here, so... Just as tank, that's kind of your job, is to be up front and do that.
Clear out. The payload has reached
Barrier initialized.
Good barrier usage. You just used it to block like a sleep dart, just a little, and then took it down. So your barrier usage is good, minus the fact you don't use it aggressively. And so let's start, same thing, let's start counting cooldowns. Maywall's out, that's good. If we can get an Orisa Gold, that's good. A Suzu. Just stay safe on the corner and poke until you see the stuff come out. Or the abilities come out. And I would have just be more disciplined. You have the corner there, it's literally impossible for you to die here, is what I'm saying. Keep the barrier, and then in 3 seconds when gold wears off, that's when you use the orbs, barrier, and then walk forward. Do that combo and just walk forward confidently, because gold's out, wall's out. You're just using your barrier to block spam damage, when you should be using it for the opening and actually to push forward in 3 seconds. So that's definitely your biggest theme so far, is that you just don't do the push-up plays. And you should be using your one of the two ways. Use your barrier. You don't. The fight's breaking out. You're really disciplined on not, or for the most part, disciplined about not just burning your barrier. But we're fighting here. I'd probably dump it this way, just so people don't get sleeped and antied, because I hate Ana. But this way's fine too, so Kiriko doesn't pick your Sojourn. Just use the barrier. Now's the time. Yeah, and I want to see a barrier. If your Sojourn dies, it's kind of your fault. Just throw it out there, they can use it. Good job, and same thing, poke, poke, poke. You want to get gold out. That's why Sigma's so annoying. The more you can force out abilities earlier, the better, so... If you heard this, or even if you didn't hear this, you can just spam the spawn doors. Make it as costly as possible for them to cross these open areas. That's what Sigma's all about, so... Okay, good. Your team's been winning so hard that there hasn't really been a good time to use Eat. But yeah, you can use the barrier, drop it, you're taking a lot of burst damage. Or they were about to. That's a good time to use your Eat. So I'll take a quick glance after just to confirm. I have a bunch of health, and you do. So, I mean, you're basically Reinhardt now, which makes no sense. But if you get a lot of green health, then it's just like run at them, and you're like Wrecking Ball. Maybe you can think about it like that. You just have so much health, you basically can't die. So shove yourself into them, which doesn't make sense, maybe because it's like Sigma's a long-range tank. But when you have 800 health, you're Reinhardt. So. Spam, spam, spam. There's no reason not to just spam the doors, but that's a smaller thing. So let's keep going. I think he said it starts good, then it goes bad, so let's skip ahead.
Ready for battle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers.
Alright, D.Va. Let's see if D.Va's the reason why things stop working or if it's something else. But yeah, like poke, 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 and as they come in, you can back up. Okay, well, this isn't so good. I was gonna say you can just poke, and as they come in, rotate out. You shouldn't just be this far out in the open for nothing. You're just gonna have to burn your whole shield. You can start where your soldier is, and do the same thing. Start poking them out now. Yeah, this is kind of just probably lazy positioning. They don't really do anything about it, or D.Va doesn't rush you, which is what I would have done. Like, come up to this corner, but... So it's fine. And as they start coming in, that's when you start backing up. So they come across here, they're getting slammed by orbs, they think they finally have you, and if things get really hard, this is when you start using your barrier, backing up. Let's see what D.Va does here. And that was another good eat timing. And I was gonna say you can use the rock if you're afraid of D.Va going aggressive, you hold the rock, but if it's 2v2 or 3v2 and you're right in their face, you're kind of the one being the aggressor, so just use the rock. And this is good, you're just being disciplined, holding the corner, spamming them. If they'll let you do this for 3 minutes, do this for 3 minutes. Don't do anything stupid, you're on defense. So I like you holding the corner. They're coming in, now's the time you start using that barrier. You can use it, just orb, barrier, back up a little. Oh, well, the maze here too. I have the sound turned down on the footsteps. But yeah, sometimes it helps to look back too. But if they're coming in now, so this is when you start barriering. Yeah, sometimes you're almost too disciplined with your barrier. If they're putting themselves in danger, crossing into your team's line of sight, crossing the corner, it's a good time to use the resources. It's not wasting them at this point. It's just the right time to be barriering. Yeah, and you get walled. That just kind of sucks. So I mean, if you were, it's hard to avoid a Mei wall. But if you just, as they come in, you start shielding and backing up. That's sort of Sigma's gameplay loop on when people come around a corner. And you're gonna get hacked out of your suck. That sucks, but. Really just a Mei thing. It wasn't terrible. Just barrier a little faster, back up a little faster once they actually commit. And then you can spam them even more once you've got the space between you guys widened again. So. And yeah, you should have barrier there. I mean, they're in, so. And at least barrier before you get frozen. I mean, your team just got rolled, but just trend we're seeing with you is this is almost nobody's problem. It's almost always the opposite problem that you use barrier too soon, but you don't even seem to use it when they're pushing in, so. In a closer fight, that would have mattered, but
Team kill.
we're coming out. Their ults are...
Our safety. Almost time for a
What do they got? Yeah, we haven't seen, what is it, Nano yet. Or their support ultimates. I'm cheating right now because I'm not great at ults, but I would have known at least they have Nano, so you just got to spam them, see if you can get them out. Don't push in too aggressively, or the support ult will make you look dumb. And feel free to just use your ult to get their ults out. I'm not that great at ults. Yeah, and they're in, like, even there, like, a little barrier. It doesn't have to be a long barrier. Just orb, block the healing, and then orb. And then you can take the shield down once it gets to, like, 450 or 500. Just be willing to use it reactively for tiny burst. It's okay to have 500 shield and make sure this Ana can't anti this. So... Yeah, like that, just sooner, so, I mean. And do not be running forward into this diva. Get ready. Now's where you just back up, shield. If this diva flies, you use your rock. Those two abilities are tied. If they're on a tank like Ramatra or Diva or Junker Queen, if they use their mobility ability, then you use the rock. So... I just want to see you back up a little, shield, if this diva flies in rock, and you can weather this pretty easily. Oh, well. Shield, shield! Okay, well, they didn't finish your soldier off, but like things like this, the fight is clearly happening. Do not sit at 700. And even there, you can barrier, and then whatever side Ana, if Ana comes to your side of the barrier, then you just go to the other side. You barrier dance this. Because you almost lost when it should be impossible to lose with your barriers, so... Rocket, rocket, that way she can't matrix. Okay, well, that was a free kill you missed out on, but not the end of the world. There's the barrier. Okay, I'm gonna say, like, there's no reason not to barrier.
a theory emerges from the chaos.
And that's fine. Your teammates, if they want to go forward, just, you can stay here. And you gotta pick if you want to push forward, and now would be the time, just Orb and Barrier. They're being sneaky this May and whatever, but at least if you get the Ana, then that's worth it. Then you can, even if they pick your teammates, you can go back and win with when they don't have healing, but... Yeah, I was gonna say Diva flew in. That's a good time for a rock. If you missed, that's fine. The play was right. Let's use that barrier. People are dying. People are dying, man. And you're not using your barrier, but... Good time to use the eat, so good job. You can drop the barrier just so... It's not like it's gonna break, but you're just dropping it so that you can use it more reactively. If they're coming in, then you can reset it. And they don't have a tank, so if you want to be aggressive, that's fine. Barrier the healing? Yeah, I was gonna say May's here. Just barrier the Sana. It's like she's worthless at that point. And you can literally just sit here. Ana can look at your barrier, and you can all just look at the pretty iceberg. Oh, no barrier. Okay, well, there's the barrier. Too late to actually do anything, but yeah. You can cancel your suck with rock. Just remember the tank's movement ability and your rock are tied. Just if they use that, get ready to rock. Good spam. They're coming up. Just get ready to. Well, they have EMP. But I was gonna say, get ready to ult and try not to get Sombra hacked. But she can basically EMP your ult, so I would have got caught. But I was just gonna say, you've had your ult for a while now, I think. So.
It's go time.
Yeah, and just go in. Yeah, and that's fine. Your team just used their ults for no reason, and then they actually came in with their ults. I don't think your ult would have changed that at all, so. You probably won't get a retake. We'll see. Yeah, no.
Was there a miscalculation?
But I mean, this is all fine. They're gonna lose on this time bank already, so. Get bored, yeah, poke, poke, poke as they come in, back up and shield. You want to make sure they're eating orbs to the face at all times. Yeah, and that wall's not scary at all because your positioning's fine here. Yeah, and same thing. Let me go back. I wasn't expecting you to do it quite that early. And I'd pull the barrier now because they're not actually coming in. And then when you ult, you replace it and like put it here, and that way you can't get slept because we're gonna see how close this was. We're gonna go to the Ana's point of view. Yeah, and she, as soon as she hit the button, she got lifted, so it threw the aim off. But again, I think a Diamond Ana might hit this. So that's why you want to shield before you ult, or ult and then be kind of still use cover. Not because you're gonna die, but because every person with an interrupt is gonna be trying to use it. Oh, there's Sombra. I just noticed the Sombra. Okay, well she just does not hack you. I'm not a Sombra player. I'm not sure if there's some rule or something, but about rehacking, but she did not do it. Yeah, because you're gonna have whole games where it's every time you ult, oh, I got 3, and then you're hacked, and then you go, aw. But good spam. We're trying to think of their ults again. They used EMP. I haven't seen, I'm not looking. I haven't seen Nano. So yeah, just play a little safer. I don't think they used Blizzard last fight. Oh, but they don't have it. I just peeked. Okay. But yeah, you gotta just think about these ults, because you've got them. As long as they don't ult, you've got this. You can just spam them, and you're doing fine on fights without ults, so. Yeah, just you can use the barrier a little, just drop it. Yeah, that's fine. And if they come in, use that barrier again. We'll see if they do. Yeah, use the barrier. Okay, well, the suck, you weren't really taking burst damage, and you're stuck in that animation. If you're using suck before a fight, it should be really early. It shouldn't be when they're like 10 meters away, because then they can just say, then you don't have it, and then they can rush you down. If you use suck before a fight, it should be really early on like a soldier rocket or some sort of spam damage when they're like 20 meters away. So you couldn't even barrier there. It's just sort of unlucky, but also not a good use of the grasp ability. So yeah, and they got you. So I think you should also ult track, because you also just all your ults have been able to be canceled by CC. They just missed, and their ults are getting you. So
Actuating the barrier.
and I know you're basically just dying on cart, but why not use your barrier and go for a rock combo? You're just sitting on full barrier again. Good job, good spam.
The barrier
Yeah, it's just an ult combo, and you did have to sort of hold this area, so honestly against what is it, EMP, Diva ult, there's really nothing you can do. If I say, oh, don't put the barrier up because it'll get EMP, that's just hindsight. I would have fell for the same thing, so that's fine.
Ready for battle.
But is this where it's going to go terrible? They can't be that far. Is this going to be another, like, 40-minute VOD review because it's a 5-5?
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
But yeah, spam, spam, spam. They got wall out. Just get ready to rock when the Diva comes in. Until then, just hold this corner. If they come in, barrier and back up. That's the gameplay loop, because you don't want Mei to get you with her next wall, right? So if wall's coming back up and she's still here, I want you back by this car. Is what I'm saying. Just don't give them the free win. And they're in now, barrier. Like, use this barrier. They're fully exposed to your team. They're taking risk. They're coming in. This is when you should make it hard for them with a barrier. So yeah, and you got what, a hacked walled. Yeah, I knew it. Okay. Well, they're just being cheap right now, but oh, you live. Okay, you live. That's good. And if you want to reset, you don't have to hold this if you don't want. I wanted to look back to see where your team is, and your team actually still is with you. I was afraid they'd already be here, because sometimes if people see you lose a teammate, they instantly run back, so you gotta check what your team is doing. Yeah, and that rock, I'm not a fan, because Diva can go in now with her boosters and not get rocked, so. And good job backing up and spamming. That's the Sigma I wanted to see earlier. You're spamming them down, they come in, you back up, they take more spam, you're dragging out the fight, burning their abilities. And I like this barrier because it'll, again, block the Ana's healing. This Diva and this Mei can fight without Ana's healing and antis, so. No, well, it wasn't far enough out, so I like you pulling it back, because if it was here, then it would be doing a lot more work. But yeah, another wall. You gotta be careful. It's especially important when they have Mei to back up as they come in, because they're just gonna go for this cheap play every time, and it's gonna suck so bad if they get a win off it. But it's sort of useful for the VOD review, because it's what you should be doing anyway. When they come to the corner and start taking it, that's when you back up 10 meters, put up the barrier, and spam them again. So you're trying to keep a little space. I guess the Mei's teaching you that with the worst possible sort of punishment is that Mei wall, but And you're just kind of too far in. You can reset to the next corner. They came up, they used a bunch of abilities, they got a cheap Mei wall. You lost your health, so this is when you reset. Just reset, get healed, play defense. You're kind of making a second feed. Yeah. Yeah, so if they fully commit, they get a corner off you, that's fine, just hold the next corner. And Circuit Real is sort of made for this, the way they have these two corners 10 meters apart. It's kind of just made for Sigma. Giant scrap. Are you guys gonna win? Okay, you guys got it. Alright, I'm trying not to make this VOD be too long. Go, go, go. Okay, we're at the corner. Good job. Spam them out, see if you can get the full matrix off the diva. And whenever you see an opening, the play is shoot the orbs, barrier, like to here, and then walk forward. It can be to car, or it can be to here. But just get ready to make an aggressive play, because you made almost no aggressive plays last round. You and your team just kept getting picks. You never actually took space, really. Moiryu's fade. Matrix is out. I'd say this is as good a time as any. Shoot the orbs, barrier, walk forward. Okay, well, you got another pick, but the space taking is important. Like barrier, this Ana's healing, and this Echo follow-up. You want to make sure this diva does not get healed, you get the pick, and honestly, you pretty much win the game off that, so just recognize the aggressive chances. Yeah, see, now you're taking all these, like, Echo stickies. Oh, I don't want to go forward and get the diva now, I'm getting hit. But you know what stops that? Your barrier, so. Yeah, you just got a little too aggressive. Yeah, it was the wall play again. Yeah, so just play safe on that. What May's doing with the wall is what I wanted you to do with the barrier. And obviously, if they really want to, they can run through your barrier on like a Mei wall. But the barrier does the same thing. It blocks the healing and the damage, so. Huge res. Good job using the rock on the diva fly-in. That might be... And your Sojourn got a pick. You probably win now. Okay, good job. So yeah, I think your main things on Sigma is just use your barrier for aggression a little more and space taking once you get abilities out. On defense, you're good at not burning the barrier, but as they come in, you need to start using the barrier. That would be the main things. On your ultimate, don't use it so carelessly and just float out in the open, because they could have basically canceled every single one you did. So those are the main things. Hope it helps. Good luck.